Look at where we're coming from and where we are today. Yes, we gotta say thank you, and Lord, and yes, you promised to deliver us, got us in every way. We gotta say thank you,
and me not stop.
Lord.
Thank Him for waking me this morning. Thank Him for carrying me through the day. Thank Him.
Good night to the people of Thorpe's Cottage, Rock Hall. Good night to the people of Rowan's Park, Walkers. Good night to the Barbados Labour Party family. I come here tonight to thank the people of St. George North, who over the past 26 years have given me the honor to represent them in the House of Parliament. It was indeed a great honor. And I want sincerely to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it was a good honor. And I represented you in Parliament the best I could, as God gave me the way and the wisdom to do. I want to say to you tonight that I am happy all is well. Over the past 2 weeks, you will hear that the DLP and the other fringe parties have been trying to molest the people of St. George by saying all sorts of things about me. By saying these things about me, they say it about you, because you have been my employer for the past 26 years. And I want to thank you. But why are we here tonight? We are here tonight because the Prime Minister, in her wisdom, have offered me a position to represent this country in Canada as the High Commissioner. I have been there before. I lived in Canada. And the media don't have to ask me this because they have seen it before. I represented this country before as the Barbados Liaison Officer and Vice Consul to Toronto under Tom Adams. And in those days, we had over 600 workers, farm workers, doing work either in farming, canning, hotel, whatever. Today we only have 100, just under 100. I was the first president of the BOCC in Canada, an organization that helped Barbadians up there. And I'm sure that most of you down here have family and cousins and what type friends living in Toronto. So that this offer opens up the way for a by-election here in St. George North. The people of St. George North have elected a Barbados Labour Party representative for the past 26 years, and we have done well. We have done well in office. For 15 years out of those 26 years, I was either a minister of government or a junior minister. And we have done, over that course of the time, work on your behalf, and you have seen it. Whether it is the police outposts and the Valerie Library, markets and roads, sports facilities, we have done it for you. We have done it for you. And therefore, I want to say to you tonight that your only hope is in the Barbados Labour Party. And the reason for this being, the Democratic Labour Party has done nothing for the people of St. George North in the 10 years that they represented this country. Between 2008 and 2018, very little was done for the people of St. George by the Dems. Very little. And when you ask the question, why is it the Democratic Labour Party do not want to debate in this election? The answer is simple. The Democratic Labour Party do not want a debate, a national debate, because they do not want you to know the issues. They cannot tell you the issues. They cannot answer the questions. The Democratic Labour Party cannot openly discuss any issue in this election. Ask them, why is it that they were able to pay, that they paid at the transport board? They paid at the transport board on 3 occasions for the same bus. 3 separate engines. That's what they paid. They can't discuss that. They are scared to discuss the corruption level between 2008 and 2018. They can't discuss that. And if Floyd cannot discuss, then allow Verla, the PZ, to come and discuss for him. But we want a debate. They must come and debate. A discussion is necessary. Let them come and discuss. Let them tell the people of Barbados why they stopped tuition fees at the university. Let them come and discuss that. We want a debate. There must be a debate. We have had debates in this constituency before. Before 2020, I think it was 1994, before 1994, every election, we had a debate among the candidates right here in St. George North. That's a fact. So there's nothing wrong in a debate. A national debate is important because we want to hear the views of our candidates. We want to hear their views and what is in store for the people of St. George North. I want to tell you tonight that I found that Tony Moore is the suitable candidate for the people of St. George North at this junction. She is warm, she is kind, and she is willing to work. I have seen this young lady walk every step of the way, always ready to go, cordial, willing to listen, and that's what you want in a representative. A person who is willing to listen, a person who is willing to go the extra mile, a person who is competent, and she is willing to discuss and debate Floyd in cricket. She could debate him in every aspect of life, whether it is economy, whether it is sports, it is management, bring it on. And we want to hear the views on the other side. As we go into nomination tomorrow, we want in this election to know what our candidates are saying. So far, 3 of the candidates have dropped out. But we will continue that debate because it is important. I want to say to the people of St. George North, you have relatives in Toronto. You have relatives in New York. You have relatives in England, all across the diaspora, who want to hear from our candidates. They want to hear what is happening because they have an interest in what is happening in St. George North. I received a call from my friend in Georgia. I received a call from my friend in Georgia, a man called Dr. Anning, who said to me, I want to hear what Tony has to say. I want to hear what Floyd has to say. I want to hear from my people. And I'm calling on the Democratic Labour Party tonight to let the debate continue because we want to hear about all the money that was disappeared. All the money that disappeared in that 10-year period, we want to hear about that. We want to hear, why is it that the Democratic Labour Party could not build a single toilet in St. George North for the old people? Why is it not a house repair for the elderly? We want to hear why it is that you couldn't fix the roads as well. Why is it that you, for 10 years, people in this constituency, people from Thorpe's Cottage, from Wood Alley, from Workman's, have the struggle to get home. Many evenings, a young lady said to me some time ago that she had to wait 4 to 5 hours in the bus terminal, checking, trying to get a bus to get home. Many evenings, children could not get home. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, children still on the street, can't get home. Not a single bus, but they can put 3 engines in one bus, paid for the same bus 3 times. This is what the Democratic Labour Party has done to the people of Barbados. And we have to ask them this question. Why is it that under 10 years you could not buy a bus, a garbage truck, that you got garbage in squatters, pile up, upon pile up, environment stink, and them did not care about these things? Ask them to tell us. Not a garbage truck, nothing, road repair. You look at this road here, Torps College, bumpy. Why? The dams for 10 years. We came to office in 2018, and the very first thing we did was to buy buses. 32 buses were bought this year. Garbage trucks bought as well. And Rand was telling you about the reverse tax credit. You realize that persons working for $13,000 and under could not get their tax credit? Could not. And they did all these things and believe that the people have no right to ask them a question. They did all these things, and then you must not ask them these questions. I am saying to you that the debate must continue, and we want common people out there who will come and ask the question. And if they want to debate this down Sheffield, they want to debate it in the Glebe, they want to debate it in Newbury, or right here at Torps College, let the people ask the questions. Let the people ask the questions. We want to hear from them. We want to hear from them. Why is it that young people were stopped the tuition fees at the university? I want to hear from them. Why is it? And why is it that one of the very first things a Barbados Labour Party government did was to restore that fees? I met a man in Rowan's Park today who said to me that he could not pay for his son, that after they stopped the fees, which was about $5,000 a year, he could not pay it. But as soon as the Barbados Labour Party came to office, they restored that fees, and he was able to send back his child to university. I met another woman in Groves whose child was stopped. And after 2 years, she went back and got first-class honors. I want to tell the people of St. George this. I want to tell the people down there this. I went to university free. I went to a university free that was paid for here. And anybody that touched education, you cannot vote for, because your child has hope. This is a very serious thing, you know. I'm taking this very seriously. You cannot kick down the ladder that you climb upon. This is what the Democratic Labour Party has done for you. And you, in your wisdom, the people 2.5 years ago, every man jack went out to the polls and threw the dams out. And you want to tell me that after 2 years they want to come back here to you because they insult you? Don't take it, because they have not been able to come and apologize. The Dems must apologize for 10 years of misrepresentation in this country. They must apologize. We cannot take the Dems. Every time the Dems in power, we suffer. And when you look at what has happened, we haven't done anything more. We haven't had a miracle. But look at the difference. We came back to office, and you look, the country feels fresher. The country feels better. The country feels good. The Democratic Labour Party brings dishonor to this country every time. Every time. The very first time a minister of government was charged was under the Democratic Labour Party. Half of them can't go to the USA. Half of them can't go up the States. They dare not take a plane to the USA. Half of them, they want to come and beg you for vote, but they can't travel. They can't use the accounts that is in the bank. They can't. Most of them can't. And you, the people of St. George, must ask them to give an account of their stewardship when they're in office. They must give an account of that before they come to my people. We are poor people, yes, but we are honorable. We are poor people, but we are proud. I want to say to you, I am from Newbury, and I was able to go to this level. Why? I was able to go to the level I am at now because of education and because of honesty. They can't point a finger at me. Why they can't point a finger at me? Not so with the Dems. Not so with the DLP. Don't let them come at your house. Because unless they are prepared to tell you what they did with all the resources they had for 10 years, don't let them come. Don't let them come. It is dishonorable. They are coming to think that you are foolish people. You are fools. You vote for a hometown boy. Vote. Is that the only criteria? Is that the only criteria? Vote for a hometown boy, yes. But what next? What next? Is he going to be like the Dems of old? Is he going to be like the DLP of old? Ask him the question. Is he going to be like the old DLP? Have they been purged? The Democratic Labour Party has not got a purging yet. You were able to throw them out, but they need Epsom salts, they need gravel salts, they need all the salts to purge them. That's what they need. They need them. So don't let them come here. Don't let them come here and fool you. The people of St. George, even though you are poor, even though some of you are unemployed, and we will fix that, do not allow them to come and tell you lies, because the Democratic Labour Party can't do anything for you. I want to repeat it. The Democratic Labour Party, even if by chance they cannot win this, but even if per chance, what can they do for you? What can Floyd do for you? Let me ask the question. He can't do anything for you. You have to keep the Barbados Labour Party in power, and I can tell you why. Because we have started to repair toilet for people already. We have done about 6 houses since we become the government. We are going to fix the pavilion at the Glebe. We are going to fix the road at St. Helens, at Bridgecourt, and at Streetville. This is what we are going to do. We have started it, and we will complete these things. Road works right here at Torps Cottage. I was able to ask the government to do a housing project right here at Olders Glen. You saw it right in the back here of Torps Cottage. Almost 2 acres of land was left out. What do you think that was left out for? That land was left out right here as you walk down the sidewalk, below Walkers, right there at Olders for a daycare for children and the elderly. That is for a daycare and the elderly for the people of Torps Cottage. But the Dems have not done it. The Dems have not stopped it. In 10 years, all you see was grass, trees growing up down there and Cowich. For 10 years, the Dems have not touched that field at Olders Glen, which is earmarked for daycare for your children. And the BLP will do it. The Barbados Labour Party will put a daycare right there at Olders Glen for the people of St. George. We understand that you are not working. There are many of you who are not working, no fault of ours. You understand, we understand that the COVID has stepped in. But we have managed it in a way that is very commendable. And I want to commend the government, the Prime Minister and the government for managing the COVID affair. And people are sticking to the COVID protocols. I want to thank the people of Barbados for sticking to the protocols, because you understand that it is not the fault of government. Not our fault. So we want to tell you that a lot is in store for you. Lots are in store for you. And we can go on and on and on and on and tell you about the problems that we have encountered, but we will get the job done. Not the Dems. We will create training for young people. We will create employment for young. And of course, as I said to you before, these things are in the making. These things are in the making under the Barbados Labour Party and Mayor Amor Motley. She has put in place a program to help you. You have seen what we have done. And we understand, because I am telling you this now. Huh? The General Secretary of the Democratic Labour Party is from St. George. This Democratic Labour Party General Secretary is from Cottage. He was charged with a small amount of marijuana. And still, he was charged. But instead of the party protect him, the first thing they did was to dismiss him. They dismissed the general secretary. That is unfair. They should wait until the court made a decision or put their lawyers to represent him, because it is a fact that the Barbados Labour Party has put in place that persons who are charged with a small amount cannot have a criminal record. This is what we have put in place. And I believe it is too early for the Dems to dismiss that young man, a man right out of St. George North. Even though he was a member of this party and then switched to one party and then switched to another, we believe that he has the guts. We believe that he has the temerity to do well. He just needs the guidance. And by going to the Democratic Labour Party, by going to them, he has shown that he has put himself among some wild people, and that's why he was charged. I am saying to you that the people of Barbados must ask the Dems these questions. The people of Barbados must ask the Dems these questions. As I wind up, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that November 11th is coming. November 11th is coming. Tony Moore is your only hope for the people of St. George North. I want to endorse her. I want my friends out there to endorse her. I want the Barbados Labour Party people out there to come up and vote for Tony Moore in your numbers. As my friend Clovis have said from this platform, we want you to vote from morning. Come out early and vote for Tony Moore in your numbers. We want more in this election. What did we want? More in this election. Thank you. Good night, and God bless you.